This is my lazy girl compost because a lot of people act really strict about it and it's actually really hard to mess up, so let's get into it. I'm starting a new one, so I grabbed this like $5 crate from the antique store. Then I grab all my supplies and bring it out to the backyard. So I start out with the so-called greens, aka your food scraps. While I gather them, I just throw them in this egg carton or some kind of container and put it in the freezer so it doesn't smell. If you don't know what you can compost, it's just one quick Google search away. Now I'm gonna tear up this egg carton and incorporate it into the browns. Now your browns are things like dead leaves, paper, cardboard, etc. I like to save all my paper from like packages for this, and I mix these as a 2-to-1 ratio, so for every 1 green I add in 2 browns. And then I covered it all with a thin layer of soil. I didn't have enough soil left, so it didn't cover it all because I need to buy more. And then I give it a little watering to keep it moist, and I stir this up every time I add a new food scrap, so after I make my lunch, I will give this a little toss.
Random things in my sustainable home that just make sense. A small compost that we throw our food scraps in to reduce our landfill waste. A compost tumbler. Once our smaller compost is full, we dump it in here. The tumbler rotates, making it easy to stir up the pile, and eventually it will make soil. A garden to grow our own food so we can get package-free food right into our kitchen.
About 3 weeks ago, I packed a large bunch of these comfrey leaves into this bucket. I then topped it up with water. Let's check and see if it's ready. It looks good to me. This dark liquid is full of nutrients and minerals. At the moment, it's a fertilizer concentrate, so you need to dilute it. 1 part comfrey solution to 10 parts water. What you now have is a wonderful organic liquid fertilizer for all of your plants. Let's end where we'll begin. There's okra over there that needs to be harvested. This one looks good, but a couple of the other ones look a bit too large. I'll just pick them all off anyway and see how we go. Red noodle snake beans and cucamelons growing over this archway. Not a huge amount of these beans at the moment to make a full meal, but definitely enough to snack on. Cucamelons, I have so many videos on these guys if you want to go check them out. I just moved under the shade. Heaps of currant tomatoes over here.
Also his home. Wow, with white front yard. Yeah. Holy plastic. All the trash and all these. Come here. It's a big job. Big job. So this all just stays here. No recycle. Just sits here. I came to understand that there was no recycling. And most of this plastic wasn't even from the Maldives. It was brought from all over the world by ocean currents. It is truly incredible how far a plastic product can travel to destroy paradise. And the bottles just sat there and eventually burned into toxic fumes, which constantly flowed over the capital city, Male, which holds more than 1/3 almost died from the fumes.
Hush.
These are some of the most wasteful things on Target shelves that we should all be avoiding. First up are single-use plastic floss sticks. These are the types of small plastics that end up in the ocean. No thanks. Next to all of the compostable cotton swabs, there are these ones made of plastic. No, why? Don't even get me started on all the single-use party supplies over there. But the worst contributor, confetti. It's literally just plastic that you throw around. Absolutely avoid this. And one of my all-time least favorites, single-use plastic bags for your crock pot so you don't have to wash it. Are you kidding? Absolutely not. If you didn't already know, there are plenty of ways to take off your makeup without single-use wipes, but Neutrogena just had to take it a step further and wrap each one in plastic.
I know that people have been freaking out about toilet paper, so I thought I'd share what I use. It is by Who Gives a Crap. It is 100% recycled and 50% of their profits go to help build toilets in places where they don't have access to sanitation. They come in very cute packets and you can order them online.
In tech news this week, Microsoft makes a pledge to become carbon negative, not carbon neutral, but carbon negative by the year 2050. They basically pledge to get rid of all of the carbon that they've emitted into the environment since they were founded in 1975. This means they will actually be removing more carbon from the atmosphere than they're actually going to be emitting from now until 2050. This goes way beyond a pledge by its cloud computing rival Amazon, which intends to go carbon neutral by 2040. And how will Microsoft achieve its goal? Seeding for new forests, expanding existing ones, soil carbon sequestration, which is a process of putting carbon back into the ground, the red air catcher, which is sucking carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere, and bioenergy with carbon capture. Microsoft also announced that they're going to be setting up a $1 billion climate innovation fund to develop carbon tackling technologies.
Alright guys, we have this really cool thing at our house that I want to show you guys. This is one of the most environmentally impactful things that I've ever seen. Just toss your food in, push it down, and it goes in here. Now in this bag, it's broken down into gas. The gas fills this up, comes out this valve right here, and goes into our house. And now we have this. Just put whatever you're cooking on. Astro! What's up, boy? And a few minutes later, it's all ready to go.
cut off jean shorts, and I wanted to see if there was anything cool we could do with the bottom half. Okay, so if we look at both these seams, this one's prettier, this one's meh, so I think I'm going to rip along this seam to maximize the amount of fabric I have. Okay, so now I have 2 decent-ish sized pieces of fabric, so I'm going to see if they'll fit around me as a skirt, maybe? Okay, so it kind of fits around my waist, like I could take this, cut it off, fill in the front and back, maybe, and then I know I have this cute gold button I can use to maybe use it to attach in the front. So I might try that and see. Ta-da! I think I'm going to add more gold buttons later on as soon as I can go to the store, but I'll post some tutorials soon.
These are 3 things, not about money, not about products, that you can start doing today to live more sustainably. Step 1 is to create an actionable plan by starting where you are. If you own a fast fashion top, it's not the end of the world. If you eat meat, it's not the end of the world. Go little before you go big. Say the next item of clothing I need, I'm gonna thrift it, or I'm not gonna buy clothing for 2 months. You look at the waste you create now and see how you can start chipping away at it. Tip number 2 is to just use what you already own. If you want to make a small change, like using a reusable water bottle, chances are you have one in your cabinet. Yes, the other ones are pretty. Yes, the new ones are great and nice, but you probably have one that does the same job. Buying should be your last resort. Don't make it a need. The last tip is to spread the word about this lifestyle you want to live. It's all about having that open communication of, you may do XYZ, but I'm going to be over here doing XYZ, and we can coexist. We are a resource that's here to help you navigate this lifestyle, and we hope that these tips help you out.